Here's my comfrey patch. Here we got onions that were started from the bulbs or the sets in a little raised bed, wooden raised bed. You can see it's not very big, about a foot wide and I don't know, 5-6 feet long. Let me try to scan back. Alright, so here's my little miniature container garden that's in town. We've got the kiddie pool set up again with a larger fabric pot, probably 100 gallon, and then some plastic containers and one of our easy swap pots. It's growing some peas. Pepper plants, you can see, are doing really good. Zucchini doing really good. This is all in recycled soil too, by the way. Under there we got, anyone name that plant? Anyone? No? Maybe? Marigold, that one's an easy one. We got some cucumbers in here. A little basil squeezed in. So that's going to be growing up this cattle panel. And then in these, so I'll show you from this side. These are 2 fish tanks that I have set up S.I.P style with my easy swap pots. Those are carrots that need to be thinned out. Peppers with onions in them. These are doing really good, other than they're staying a little too wet due to all the rain, and then therefore they're a little yellow. I got peppers in here as well, along with some green beans that will grow up as well. Those are pole beans. So I like to plant everything really tight in containers, so there's multiple things in every container and they all are serving a purpose. And diversity, I think, is just always really important. Here's a potato that I started indoors that will be harvested probably in about a month's time or a little less. Doing really good. Tomato plant. Under there is a spicy basil. Another tomato plant with a Thai basil. You got a pepper. These 2 are mostly all in 15 to 20 gallon plastic containers that you can see. So I've been battling rose chafers pretty badly. There's a bush bean that's been chewed up quite well, along with some wood sorrel, whatever. There's another tomato plant with chamomile, and it's already flowering, so I can't wait to make some tea with that or pick it to do it later. There's a potato plant. Again, all done in recycled soil, just using dry nutrients mostly as top dresses and mixed into the soil. There's some sort of vining plant, honestly, I don't know off the top of my head, and I know that they're all marked, but they're starting to fade. So here are some peas. So you can see some really pretty flowers going on with those. The rose chafers really did a number on these things. And then if you can see in there, there's a potato that's actually flowering. Here I got a whole crate full of potatoes. And then I did just the cardboard down with some dirt and compost thrown on top with some more potatoes. I've also, in all these ones that don't look like they got anything growing, are more potatoes that are started. I forgot to show you my bush cucumber. So when you're growing in containers, you obviously want to pick more container appropriate plants or seeds to start. So I've got bush cucumber, and then I don't know if you can see it, but I think those might be parsnips. First time growing parsnips, but I stuck them along the side there because they do take forever. And I figured the cucumber will finish out in there, so no big deal. There I believe is a squash growing with onions. Another squash with onions. There's holy basil and Thai basil in its own. Here's a old, I've been using this one for a long time, but there's probably a 60 gallon fabric pot housing 2 tomato plants and 2 basil plants. And then I got some peppers with some onions, and another pepper with some more onions, and some weeding that needs to get done. So all in all, that is my container garden. I do plan on doing some updates, more updates on it. It's not too late to garden yet. Oh, I forgot to show these off. First time growing okra too, guys. I've never grown it before, but here you can see some didn't come up, so I put in some more seeds, and now all 4 decided to pop. So imagine that. Have to thin, and then I got some beets as a ground cover. So another thing that I did notice today that I think I'm going to do in the future is early in the season, I think I'm going to try to go for beans and peas as a companion plant for most of these containers to help push the nitrogen and really drive the vegetative stage on the other main plant that's in the container. So as you can see, I have one main plant and then herbs or something else. I'll still use herbs as like a deterrent. But I think then once the peas and beans are done, bush beans or shorter peas are done, I'll rip them out and replace them with root crops, because that's when the main plant should be going into flower or focusing on flowering, where it will be using the same nutrients that root crops are going to love, which is going to be your potassium and your phosphorus. So, and as you can see, we've got flowers even on our pepper plants and stuff like that. So once you start seeing those in a container garden, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and start throwing on a bloom fertilizer or something that's going to help promote blooming. All plants are really going to benefit from calcium, magnesium, potassium, and phosphorus, along with a bunch of the minerals and amino acids. So if you check out my other video, I will show you how to do that. Thanks for checking out the container garden, guys. Take care. Peace.